day, quiet day. Sun is orange and round, settling down, been a quiet day. Nobody chewed me out, nobody cut me down, nobody clipped my wings, nobody jerked me around. Quiet day, been a quiet day. Sun is orange and round, settling down, been a quiet day. Daddy didn't shout, sister didn't cry, brother didn't whine, mama didn't sigh. Me, oh my, no one said goodbye. Quiet day. Nobody put me off, nobody put me off, nobody raised my hopes, nobody let me down. Quiet day, been a quiet day. Sun is orange and round. I didn't spill my milk, I didn't leave the line, didn't talk out of turn, didn't cuss about. I guess I did all right. Good night. Quiet day. Orange and round, settling down, been a quiet day.
Very nice. Don Sanders live in the KPFT studio getting ready for his gig Friday night over at Anderson Fair. Should hit the stage 9-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, have you run into Boz Scaggs or Commander Cody since the San Francisco days?
No, but I love that first big hit record of Boz Scaggs. We listened to it a bunch. What was Silk Degrees? Was that what it was called?
I think so.
Yeah, we listened to that. That was very romantic.
Now, how did you spent about a year in San Francisco?
Yeah.
And instead of moving to L.A. where all the money was and the
Right.
contracts, what made you come back home?
Well, I was earning most of my living from gigs here. I was touring back here, back in Texas, so it just seemed to make sense to come back. My best pal out there, who was always very helpful to me, was Malvina Reynolds, the woman who wrote Little Boxes and What Have They Done to the Rain and Turn Around in Your Tiny. Those were some of her hits. I don't know if you Turn Around in Your Tiny was also used either as a Kodak commercial or a Polaroid commercial. Turn around and you're tiny, turn around and you're grown. And Malvina helped me a bunch, and I performed with her a couple of times here at First Unitarian Church for concerts. And one of the board members here, Thelma Meltzer, may have been the one who connected me with Malvina.
Okay. Now, what did you do when you first got back into town? And you just started playing again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember. What I remember, though, about Berkeley, I didn't live in San Francisco. I lived in Berkeley. And I just remember it being... I remember a lot of rain, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like what they talk about Seattle. You know, I remember it being rainy and kind of depressing and miserable a lot of the time, but that may have just been my state of mind, too.
Right. Now, is it true, January 21st, 1971, you were here in the studio when Arlo Guthrie brought the station back on the air after the second bombing?
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
right?
Well, I did a song called Space City, No Repression in Space City, which I wrote for the event. And Arlo did Alice's Restaurant, and also Everybody Must Get Bombed or something like that, I think. And it was not here. It was actually in the basement of the Atlanta Life building, in the space that later became one of Ernie Crace's restaurants. Maybe the Cellar. Maybe was that. Well, I can't remember.
Okay.
Ernie was a promoter.
So it was at KBFT, but it was when it was downtown.
Yeah, when it was downtown. Yeah.
Now, that was a national PBS broadcast?
Yeah, yeah, it was broadcast nationally on live on PBS. Uh-huh.
Now, that piece of history I did not know.
Yeah, and I don't know if any tape exists from that at all, but it would be nice to find out.
It would. What a great
Yeah.
piece of history.
Yeah.
Especially for not just you and
Yeah.
Arlo, but for KPFT as well.
Mitch Green was involved with the station. Mitch is an attorney out in San Francisco now, lives in San Francisco. He did a great documentary about the station coming back on the air. Who else would have been on the air? Of course, I also remember Larry's appearances on national TV, maybe on the Cavett Show and maybe some other, maybe Johnny Carson or something like
Larry
that.
Lee?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
To
So
publish
KPFT
it.
was a big deal back then.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, it was a big deal, too, for it to have been bombed off the
well,
air, too.
okay, so that's why it was getting
Yeah.
so much national attention.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. Don Sanders live in the KPFT studios. We're going to talk more here in just a minute, but what are you going to sing for us now?